Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It's Monday, August 27th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Arizona Senator John McCain, a Vietnam veteran, a prisoner of war, and a 35-year political career that took him to Congress and to the Republican presidential nomination, died on Saturday after battling brain cancer for more than a year. The senator was 81 years old. McCain's father and grandfather were the Navy's first father and son set of 4-star admirals, and they attended the Naval Academy, where McCain also attended. He described his 4 years at the Naval Academy as a 4-year course of insubordination and rebellion. Now, McCain will be memorialized and buried in private at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis next Sunday. The memorial service is scheduled for 2 p.m. at the chapel, and he will be buried afterwards in a plot next to his Naval Academy classmate, Admiral Chuck Larson. Former presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama are expected to eulogize McCain at his funeral. On Wednesday, McCain's body will lie in state at the Arizona State Capitol, where the public's invited to pay their respects. On Friday, he will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol in Washington, again where the public is invited to pay their respects. On Saturday, there will be a memorial service at the National Cathedral in Northwest Washington, and then he will come to Annapolis, where he will be interred at the cemetery at the United States Naval Academy. A Baltimore man has been identified as the gunman who opened fire in Jacksonville, Florida at a video game competition yesterday. 24-year-old David Katz had been participating in a tournament, and sources say that he was upset at losing. 3 people were killed, including the gunman. 9 others were shot, and 2 were injured while fleeing. Earlier yesterday, people in the online gaming community had identified Katz as the shooter and said he had played under the game name of Ravens Champ. The Maryland State Police are investigating a crash that claimed the lives of 2 Edgewater men on Saturday night. Dustin Smith, 22, and Ryan Wibley, 24, both of Edgewater, were killed when the white Honda Civic that they were driving in excess of 100 miles an hour lost control on the exit ramp of Route 50 at 424 at about 9 p.m. on Saturday evening. Earlier along Route 50, the vehicle had passed an unmarked state trooper who tried to stop them, lost sight of the vehicle, but the trooper continued on to the Anne Arundel-Prince George County line when another call came in for the wreck on the ramp. Yesterday, very early morning, Annapolis police officers responded to Anne Arundel Medical Center for a report of a shooting victim in the emergency room. Officers spoke to an adult male and learned that the shooting occurred in the unit block of Northwest Street, and he was suffering from a graze wound to the forehead. He is expected to survive. Now, the unit block of Northwest Street is near the intersection of Church Circle and the old post office building, and less than a block from Government House, or the Governor's Mansion, and it is just up the street from the Arundel Center. Annapolis detectives are investigating the incident, and if anybody has any information, please contact them at 410-260-3439. As expected, this does have the downtown Annapolis community a little bit on edge, considering it was in such a visible location. Also in Annapolis, as you may have noticed, the city has been installing bike share racks at locations throughout the city. And right now they are in the process of delivering bikes to the racks that are throughout the city, and this is all in preparation for a month of bicycle-themed events. On Wednesday at 2 p.m. at the Maryland Inn at the top of Main Street, there's going to be a press conference announcing the bike share program, introducing the sponsor, which is Coca-Cola, and Zagstar, which is the bike share company, and they're going to explain exactly how it works and where the locations of the bike share stations are throughout the city and the county. On September 9th from 8 to 10 a.m., it's Bike with Your Grandparents Day bike ride, and this will be at the Wiley H. Bache Senior Center at the Annapolis Boys and Girls Club. Bring your grandparents out. It's a short little ride on the trail adjacent to the center. The big day is September 16th, which is Bike Day in Annapolis from 8 to noon, and this is when the mayor is going to be unveiling the new bike lane that will be installed on Main Street. It'll kick off with a ride that will start up at Whitmore Park, eventually make its way down Main Street to City Dock, where there will be a bike rodeo. September 22nd is a lighted bike parade. Starting at 7 p.m., cyclists will start at Lemongrass and end at Market House, and that will also be led by the mayor as well as John Corrin, who's with Bike Annapolis and Anne Arundel, and Keith Bouchard, who is a partner in the Market House. October 2nd is National Bike to School Day, and October 7th is the Lifeline 100 with Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks Department. As summer winds down and fall sneaks in, take a peek into winter, and if you're a believer in the Farmer's Almanac, it's going to be a warmer winter with less snow than normal. Specifically to Maryland, the Almanac says winter temperatures will be much above normal on average, with the coldest periods being early to mid-December, early and late January, and early February. Well, that kind of seems like the entire winter to me. Precipitation will be slightly above normal with below normal snowfall amounts. The snowiest periods will occur in early December, late January, and mid-February. And looking ahead into spring, April and May will be slightly warmer but drier than normal. That is about it for the top news today. Please be sure you check in on Eye on Annapolis for all of your news, because we do update that consistently throughout the day. And you want to hang out because we have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast, and he is coming right up. Save the date, September 29th and 30th, to see Richard Karn, yes, Al Borland, from the hit television show Home Improvement at the Annapolis Home Expo.
I don't think so, Tim.
No, it's true. Richard Karn will be at the Annapolis Home Expo, and while Richard will tell you about what not to do with the home improvement, there will be dozens and dozens of real home improvement contractors to tell you exactly what you should do. Bring in an antique for a free appraisal. Listen to the many workshops to help you make your home into the dream home you always wanted. Thinking about selling or buying? Northrop Realty and Craig Northrop will be on hand to offer tips for staging your home and how to negotiate the waters of one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. It all starts on September 29th at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road, Saturday from 10 to 6 and Sunday from noon to 5. Tickets are only $5 at the door, but get this, if you're named Al or anything close or wear flannel, you're in for free. Remember the Annapolis Home Show, September 29th and 30th.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, August 27th. Heads up for heat and humidity for the next 3 days in Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County, as summertime takes at least one final stand as we start to round out the month of August and close the books on summer 2018. Look for high temps today through Wednesday in the 90 to 95 plus degree range, with heat index values each day 95 to 105 degrees, before a frontal boundary moves through late week with some storms possible Thursday, followed by cooler temps back in the 80s Friday through the long holiday weekend. Okay, that's it for today. Make it a great week out there. Be sure to follow DMV Weather anywhere all the time at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook, or especially on our free app that you can download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather, so you can always stay weather informed. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
September 29th, the inaugural Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, music, food, and arts festival, presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. Dance the afternoon away to the sounds of Saved by Zero and the Groove Spot Band. Watch the plein air painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. twistandstout.org. September 29th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.